That success of 2 years ago in Portlaw here today. The man in the middle, Martin Curnosh, Shanna Fubble to take charge of this game, and the ball is thrown in. Who's going to get the first score here? And in case they're tuning in, Ferrybank in the name. Lifts it forward a yard to send it on its way. The goalkeeper calls it wide, but we'll have a look at the umpires, and the umpires signal it's over the bar. So that's number 1 of the day for Mark O'Brien. Tight pitch here in Portlaw will ensure lots of physical clashes. Flick ball through here. And picked up by Ger Hassey. He's come in for Tom Welch into the starting lineup. Well worked out to the far side. A lovely score over there from Garrod Power. Has 5 points so far in the championship, number 17. Always impressive, always dangerous. 1 against Abbeyside and 4 against Passage. Billy Power very deep from his number 10 position, lays it back towards his own goal. Garrod Power is absolutely everywhere for Clonea in these early exchanges. Sends a crossfield ball looking inside, brilliant fetch inside there, ball laid off here to Ron Elef, has a chance to get his opening score. Well won by Tom Skean, laid off to the player coming off the shoulder. That was Ronan Elef, who's come in for Stephen Curry. He gets a score, 4-2 double scores, 11:47 on the clock here. And once again, to come slightly maybe into the face of Mark O'Brien briefly here. He sends this one on his way and watching the goalkeeper and the backs, and it's straight over the black spot. Just walked up to that nonchalantly and just knocked it over the bar. Brilliant score from game again as we just move over the 16th minute. Roach lifts and strikes. One of the easier frees he'll have in the 2026 championship, you feel. Up goes the white flag. First official, and Kieran Power opens up play to the far side to Billy Power, and Billy Power won't need a second invitation for a shot at the post. Little nod from the umpire to his compatriot on the far side. Up goes the white flag. First score for Billy Power. Double scores once again, 6-3. Cormac O'Driscoll and Jack Mackey starts quickly once again to Martin Power, and now it's Kieran Power. Always good for a long range score. The number 6 for Clonea sends it on its way. That's a brilliant strike from Kieran Power. Had 2 against Passage. He's got 1 now here against Ferrybank, and it's back out to 7-5. And the quick puck out there from Jack Mackey. Bounces away from Power. Goes through to Flynn. Flynn just stands, plants his feet and picks out Robbie Carew. He's certainly grown into this game, getting a bit of freedom away from Martin Power. Power turns him towards the sideline. That's 2 scores now for Robbie Carew. We're all level here. We've said Ferrybank could be grown into this game the last 5 or 6 minutes. They've reached parity here. And the joint captain of Clonea, flick across the body from Flynn, I think it was. Going to be advantage played here. Francis Roach level, tracking across 21-yard line, shortens the hurley, sends it towards the post. Good score from Francis Roach. 4 now for Francis Roach, and Clonea go back into a 1-point lead. Play it back to pitch, he will indeed, to Nisha McCauvale. He drills it back down the line to Mark O'Brien. Had moved himself into a position to have a shot at the post. He is an unbelievable striker, the stitter Mark O'Brien. You could see he moved all the ways out from the forward. McCauvale, he's pointing to the far side. There's space in the right corner forward position. He sends it off towards that direction. Goes towards Mackey. The goal breaks off his hurley. He's fallen to Conor Haley. And Conor Haley gets a massive score in the context of this game. The line ball from Mark O'Brien just carried quickly through to Jack Mackey. Didn't seem to make up his mind to take it in the hander on the hurley. He decided to back the ball, broke off his hurley. Turnover here. Robbie Carew is turned over. Martin player. It's shot into the goal. Robbie Carew. The Ferrybank crowd were calling for a technical foul by the goalkeeper. They felt that Jack Mackey had thrown up the ball and caught it. Slight bit of indecision then from Martin Power. He was turned over by Robbie Carew. Robbie Carew got 1-2 and 24 in this preliminary quarter-final. He's got here, but the Raytor blows his whistle. Half-time score here in what's been an enthralling contest thus far in Portlaw GA Club. Ferrybank 2-8, that's 14 points. Clonea 12 points. Clonea will occur on both teams at half-time, but just looking around there, it appears that it is as is in the first half. Ball breaks out here, picked up by Quayle McCauville, tries to pop it off the ground to Neil O'Sullivan, picked off here by Kieran Power. Power takes off across the ground, lays it off here to Billy Power. Had a long range point in the first half. We're right behind the flight of that one. Super score from Billy Power. We were right behind the path of that ball as soon as it left the boss of his hurley. 2 points now for Billy Power. We're back to a single score game. quick in front of the defender, can't be tempted into tackle. It's outside here. Stephen O'Kane trying to stand up. Tom Skehan plays it back here to Garrod Power, and Power just slides it over the bar. Second point there for Garrod Power. Good play inside there by Tom Skehan. Wasn't selfish in possession. The sitter laid it back to the shooter, Garrod Power, and Garrod Power slid it over the bar. To put their respective teams into the ascendancy. Breaks off the helmet there of James Power, runs through to Tom Skehan. Skehan comes around the corner. Lovely shot off the back foot. The youngster, has he put Clonea one to the good? He has indeed. The minor star last year has got his first score of the afternoon, I think, from play. That's Tom Skehan. He's been a thorn in the side of that Ferrybank defence throughout the first half. To the good following that latest Tom Skehan score for Clonea. Short puck out once again. This time it goes to Stephen O'Kane. Can they make something happen from these short puck outs? Drill low across the centre of that defence. Picked off by the Clonea half back line, but a mistake leaves it to Finn McGarity. Finn McGarity gives it to Rory McGarity. He's blocked down brilliantly by Adam Murray, and bravely Murray goes after him, but no hurley. But Rory McGarity doesn't need a second invitation. It's over the bar. Vital, crucial you could call it. Relegation dogfight at the moment, and Billy Power has answered the call. 3 points now for Billy Power, and suddenly Clonea just opening up a small bit of daylight here to 11 in terms of scores. But crucially for Ferrybank, they've got 2 goals, but Ferrybank struggling for scores here. Long strike forward. Justin, I said they're struggling for scores. They score through their midfielder, that's Quaylon McCauvale. Good score. Picked out from the puck outs, planted his feet on the halfway line and knocked it over Jack Mackey's crossbar. We said they badly needed a score, and the answer came through Quaylon McCauvale. Long ball forward from Jack Mackey. The breaking ball picked out here by Billy Power. Looks like he's finding his groove here in Portlaw. He is indeed. He's a real streaky player. When he's on form, he shoots from absolutely anywhere. I remember a couple of years ago, I believe he got 13 or 14 against Mount Sinai. Across to Billy Power, slams on the brakes, then moves away from Luke Flynn. Lovely score for Billy Power. We said he's a real player when he gets on a streak. That's 4 second half points now. Sideline. Tries to play crossfield. Billy Power just lovely control. The sitter kills it on the hurley, gathers it off the ground, sends it towards the post. Too much room for Billy Power, and he continues his magical streak here in the second half. Luke Flynn just gave him a yard too much space. 6 now for Billy Power, and suddenly it's gone to a 5-point game and the 45-yard line. And just very, very congested in the Clonea defence, which suits Clonea at the moment. Very hard for Ferrybank to create space. O'Kane sends it inside, and there it's broken down by Ron Elef to Kieran Power. Snapshot from Power, might bounce over the crossbar. Cormac O'Driscoll is backpedaling, but Kieran Power has got one of the stranger scores you'll see in this championship from his own 45-yard line. He took a snapshot, didn't get the cleanest of connections, but Cormac O'Driscoll was rooted on his line, probably blinded. Ball breaks, picked up here by a Clonea jersey, then moved outside to number 22 who's come on for Clonea. That's Pa Mackey. Mackey opens the shoulders. Cormac O'Driscoll is backpedaling towards his goals, but Pa Mackey has got a clean enough connection to send it over the bar. Moved away from Ferrybank here in Portlaw in the second half here. Cormac O'Driscoll drills it out, but Martin Kern blows the full-time whistle here. Robbie Carew and Ryan Tierney just having a quick word with Martin Kern, the Shanafobble.